Abusanchawo enti OKFM kwame nkume Tikese kekana adwen de kire osofo reference Reverend Kusi Boateng enyo no nko okopie mu ewo KSM aso ya ono so fire osofo Reverend Kusi Boateng na omo nsem nyina based on video osofo Kusi Boateng the last time we make allegations be say based on the friendship with Baomienti ye pese ye de nko tumo nsam enti bro kan sansa amanfo ante ase e na amanfo yeso mo degi ye decode dia na ese ye enye den a ye be find the reason behind such statement no make ye no eno na e ba beti ase se na at that time no make statement no na audit reporter efa the National Cathedral no why ready now nim say osofo Reverend Kusi Boateng ye one name a unya kan National Cathedral pe na ese nanim e na yi aba because odimu akotene pa yi Board of Trustees or more sika for mo nsem ni ade o mutimi supervise project no amana na o mutu ye eni hu sika puduo no na also for Reverend Kusi Boateng wedi mo akotene bi enti that time a o kan sansem manfo hu se da bi enye ne friendship with Baomianko keke e na chese ebia so obekwaji umpa obekọ nemom sa audit report na e bae no ho nsem na chese osofo no edi hu ase opeso o prep na asore ma ene o mo muji ndi no wode o madwen ehye yi se be ye bebidu ne ko ba se wo start ya court na ebi achema wuntumi idie ye bibemu a anhwa ye kwakase o political persecution eno ene amanfo etimi kasa ho ani obi a fire osofo yi na abusia ene OKFM Tikese se yen kan kire osofo Reverend Kusi Boateng man enti asese sebi Samira Baomia na akro no ono odani kunachi empo no ono kwa yenjeli no the likes of honorable chairman Sabonsu no ma ono eye Baomia chief of staff e woni campaign de dwumedi mkra yenjeli na how much more you a mere friend keke and I see a bijelu also ensem na okekan sabiu ya sumunsi hu emo no OKFM Tikese o se yinsi hu ma no wonte ase enti pe ba bi tena na gya akeka no munsu nya ati ebere so na ese ofesi mra obi fesi the same thing na KSM so etmeka de kire osofo no so chim se eye pre jandam wati ase o dika prepare na asore ma ene Ghana fo bi ase bi o madwen sa adwen ato ho se be ye bredu na ba ye beka sesi
Reverend Kusi Boateng ma working
ye ni mra bia e wo Ghana ha se ofu obi adamfo a ye dutum
so bi e wadamfo ntie betum Kwaku
de ba cho da bi
na no wa articles ni mu yi
na bibi anim de uni bi enti America za no
da bi
engineer kanina no wo ha no engineer akwapa no kwafo
Kusi eni akwapa no kwafo
to banku wa kire ha akwa bi kan ho saa wa se nkuruma de be ma wudi a oba di ni bebire kura wo be ma di ni bebire na nsisi engineer twa na ni hwe na ni wudi azu aka che no o se ka igbefu nyina ewu
on the over
nsisi yo ya ko pa nu adu na ja se wudi nkuruma nsisi be yo ya no enti mi ma sabi nyina ni nana ye kire papa no no asama na ye hwehwemu ne ye ne okuje to ablakwa edi nkomo wa ne se omai at the National Cathedral she wa no monsa
adi huska
ehu adwuma
na akoye bisi basa
ya amana ne yetuo ukọ ho nso adade ne yetwetwa bebire guo na kren ba enum esiso kren kwa mso ma abasabi kọ no wasam ne yeka
anamfufa ba mu be hedai
mu be hedai eti eno wasam ne yeka na bo ade bi ne ehwe ni meaning
paranoid nana o say unreasonably or obsessively anxious, suspicious, or mistrustful. Paranoid, no.
Paranoid, no. Was it what?
Unreasonably or obsessively anxious.
It's not just unreasonably. I didn't know that here no. As will be done. As any baby, you know, a babu. Multimedia na ya moya. It's so unreasonable. And I know what. Me madam for Dr. Mahmoud Baumi ya betchimi akotum.
Dabi.
Ora jama won to me. Ya ga asna madam for Baumi anti ne ekochi no.
Dabi.
Me ba jo ona bo se che mensa bonsu abrampa. Say, why you the chief of staff? One quarter the chief of staff. Me boy.
Ani.
I bet you know.
Dabi.
That didn't power or divert attention.
Secretary.
Those who have been fingered in the audit are mostly some pastors who were engaged in this scam. The National Cathedral was a complete scam. So some of the pastors who have engaged in it, I'm sure that will be called by Yoko or somebody. You know, and the funny thing is, I think Kusi Boateng becoming aware that this report is out, knowingly, for sure, that somewhere along the line he might be called, try to preempt it by throwing Jandam out there. If because of my friendship with Bawumia, you want to jail me, send me to jail. Jail is for, prison is for, it's not for animals, it's for human beings. I've been there before. All of that I thought was absolute crap. Number one, on the occasion of your child's marriage was not a platform to make Jandam propaganda. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, he's just throwing this out there for the congregation, the people to start thinking, say, Paul, he's a friend of Bawumia. You know, this reckless NDC, because they're a friend of Bawumia, they may arrest him. But you and I know that that is not true. Let me address you personally, Reverend Kusi Boateng. If, I'm not saying when, no, if you will go to jail, it is because you, number one, be found guilty of totally embezzling funds. Let me just use the word embezzle, stealing funds. And check this out, Reverend. That is what the court will sentence you for if you have done that. So please, stop throwing that useless Jandam ahead of time that I'm a friend of Bawumia. If because of that you arrest me, that is bogus, that is nonsensical, and that is not what will happen. I'm not saying they will arrest you, but I'm saying if you are arrested is because of this loot, and if the court frees you because they find nothing, fine. But if the court comes up with findings that absolutely accuse you, then it will be based on that you'll be sent to jail, and not because you're Bawumia's friend. So speaking of your relationship with Bawumia as grounds for arrest is absolutely nonsensical, folks. Because the logic of what you're saying is that, for example, Wuntumi was in jail or is in jail because he was friends with Bawumia. Wuntumi and Bawumia were like this. I remember when he used to call Bawumia incoming president, and Bawumia will respond, incoming chairman.
Your Excellency the President. Yes, incoming. How are you? Very well, my boss. Very well, my boss.
No, to say they were buddies. But trust me, Reverend Kusi Boateng, that is not why Wuntumi is in jail. He's not in jail because he's Bawumia's friend. So please, stop that pre-Jandam. This is Jandam Pro Max, Baba. Okay? And one thing too I want to talk about this one day, we all know it doesn't make sense. And let's even move on. Let's move on. But one thing too that I want to talk on, I said today they make it and send me. Do you know that there was actually a vigil in Kumasi? They held a candlelight vigil to pray to God, for God to pressure Mahama to release Wuntumi. Say that Nyamin ka Mahama akuma. It's a miracle God, you know. And the miracle God pacho ka Mahama akuma. And funny enough, the miracle God was supposed to do that. And then Mahama was just, in the following morning, just announced on radio and TV that God has touched him, so Wuntumi must go. Anyway, they were very serious about this prayer, by the way. There were times that they knelt down. Take a look at them, they knelt down.
Now your chairman, Your chairman, or your chairman, you don't know. Someone don't know who the neck, you did that to see a man to so. Or no, I can't to me as an answer. Only said to me, so no, we are chairman,
And then, folks, apart from laying down, they say the most powerful prayer is in tongues. So they got carried away. I can't pray tongues. Hear a bit of their tongues. Folks, isn't this funny? This is like the most hilarious levels of nonsensical thinking I have ever seen. Whoever pastor or whoever was leading them, tell them that's what I said. You know, I think, let me quote for the pastor. I think it's James 4:3. It says that ye ask and you don't receive because you ask and you ask amiss. You ask simply to satisfy your lustful desires. James, man can't hear papa, but something to that effect. And if I should say it in Chi, listen to what it means in Chi. I say, Mubompaya, Nayan say, Yakopon. Because you ask amiss. That's what it means. So you ask amiss. Folks, so this was one of the most, I think, despicable things I've ever seen in my life. Now, Pacho Kumasi for why? Really? You know, Kumasi is not a small Ayisha. If you know the history of Kumasi, this is a history of kings. This is a history of amazing conquest. Kumasi is enough from Sao. But now, you are destroying this Kumasi vibe with something as useless as we are having a prayer night vigil. Mahama kuma want to me. This was despicable. Whoever was the pastor, whoever thought of this as an ingenious thing, I'm telling to them today, it was one of the most waste of time, despicable, comical, and farcical events I've seen in my life.